Welcome to Extra Bits in the Basement. I've been working on an awful lot of 8-bit computers recently, and I've noticed that the same thing keeps cropping up again and again. It's always the same things we have to do that are shared across a whole plethora of 8-bit computers, and one of which is upgrading firmware. And firmware is generally on a ROM chip inside a computer that can be programmed. But the files that go on these ROM chips are like ROM files. And in many cases, we need to be able to manipulate these ROM files. We need to be able to break them apart into sections. We need to be able to combine them together to make larger ROM files. If you, for example, were building a Leningrad 48K Spectrum clone, in many variations of that particular board, you need to take the original Spectrum ROM file and split it in two because it's shared across two ROM chips instead of just one. Another example would be in a recent upgrade video I did for the Color Computer 2. I needed to take two ROM files and combine them together in order to have extended basic 1.1 on the computer. So Windows comes with DOS commands already there that will let you combine ROM files. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a command built in that'll let you split it apart. So we'll have a look at that, and we'll cover ways of doing that in Windows. It's going to be a quick one, and we'll see how we can combine and rip apart ROM files. So I'm after opening up Windows. What I've done is I've opened up a command prompt here, and I've also opened up a little folder that I made called ROM cuts, and I copied two little example ROMs in, two 8KB ROMs. I've called them 1.ROM and 2.ROM. So in here, if I type dir, we will see these two same files here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue the command copy-b 1.ROM plus 2.ROM, and we'll call it big.ROM. Now what this is going to do is it's going to create a file called big.ROM, and the file is going to be made of 1.ROM, and the plus sign here means to combine with 2.ROM. So we're going to copy 1.ROM and 2.ROM to give us a file called big.ROM. Now this little -b here is to show the copy command that these two files are binary files, because these are ROM files that are going to be copied to a chip, and generally speaking they will communicate directly with a processor inside a computer that isn't using Windows or anything at the level they speak. So we don't want Windows to format the code in any way. We want it left exactly as is and to be written across exactly as it is into one large ROM file. Now when I press enter, you'll see that it says one file has been copied, and we see that big.ROM, this file here, appears here, and it's 16 kilobytes big. So basically what we've done is we've combined two ROM files into one, and then you could take this, copy it across, flash it to an EEPROM chip, and Bob's your uncle. Right. Windows comes with the copy command, which is great for combining files. And generally speaking, that's fine, because that's basically probably what's the most common thing to do. However, splitting files apart, Windows doesn't come with any commands to help us to do that. So what I use is a program I found on the web called HJSplit, and it'll allow us to do a few different things. We can compare files, we can check the checksum of ROM files, we can join ROM files, which is what we did with DOS there just a second ago. We can do it with this program also, but we can also split files. We're going to split our big.ROM that we created back into two ROM files. So what we'll do is we click on split, and then it asks us for the input file. So I need to go, here we are on my desktop, and I have my big.ROM, which is 16 kilobyte one, and these two that it came from. So I click the big.ROM, and now all I have to do is select the size I want the file split into. So it's kilobytes, and I want it to be split into two 8 kilobyte files. And I click on start. It says splitting has been completed. And here I am. I've been given big ROM.001 and big ROM.002. So these have effectively, our big ROM has been split into big ROM 1 and big ROM 2, which is the equivalent of 1.ROM and 2.ROM. And we can even compare to, for example, we will compare big ROM 001 should be the same as 1.ROM. And we'll start, and it says the files are equal. And we can again do our big ROM 2, which should be the same as 2.ROM. 2.ROM, start, and the files are equal. And if I decide just to see that there's no tomfoolery going on, if I take big ROM 1 and I compare it to 2.ROM, this should give an error. Files are not equal in the first position. So there we go. That's the way I split my ROM files. So there you have it. Well, I hope that you found this video useful. That at least is how I combine and split ROM files in Windows. I suppose there are probably better ways of doing it. There's probably better software, but that's what I use and that's what works for me. If you found the video useful, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, give us a thumbs down. Leave an old comment, and why not subscribe? I'll have another few videos coming along the way where I'll be doing stuff like testing things and building yokes, and we'll have a look at things and all the rest. And check out some of the other videos that I've thrown up there as well. And look, have a very good day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye bye.